Hey, good morning everyone. Happy Tuesday. And I'm Steve Luttrell, your hair loss consultant, and welcome to my channel, The Real Deal, where I talk about your hair loss, why you've lost your hair, and there's anything you can do to get it back. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Coffee Chat is my newest segment on my channel. I started recently. I do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or at least I try to do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Sometimes I have client emergencies and I'm not able to get the video out that day. Getting one video out was kind of tough. Now I've committed to 3 per week, but I'll do my hardest to get it out there because I know the value is important to you guys. And so this is Coffee Chat, and Coffee Chat is a morning segment where I take maybe 5 minutes before my client, 10 minutes before my client in the morning, and we have a little discussion between you and I and have a little coffee and discuss different concerns you might have or address some of the questions you leave in my comment section. Also give you some tips and pointers and maybe give you one of my favorite tools or toys that I use and that my clients use in order to make their hair life easier. All right, guys, so let's get started. Oh, by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. That's how I keep going, guys. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about this morning is what is one of the most important things that I try to stress to my clients when they come in to get hair for the first time, or when they come to get hair from me for the first time, even if they've been wearing hair from somewhere else and going to another studio or salon. One of the first things I try to address with them is the importance of maintenance. That's the key. It's the key to most things, actually, is that consistency to show up and maintain something that you have. If you don't take care of it, you're going to get behind the 8 ball, and eventually you're not going to be able to take care of it because it's not going to be worth taking care of. But, if you pet the system and take care of your maintenance and do what you're supposed to do and, don't procrastinate, your hair will look good all the time. My clients, they've learned. I don't really let my clients come in whenever they want. We book them on a 2, 3, 4 week basis. Now, sometimes they do travel and they'll go 5 weeks. Some of my 4-week clients will come in 3 weeks because they're traveling. But at the end of the day, I put up a maintenance program for them. So I'm like their personal trainer also. I take care of them, make sure that they look good. So if you're a DIYer and you're doing this at home, you've got to be somebody that really has some self-discipline. It's like having a YouTube channel or being self-employed. You have to show up every single day. You just can't, I have no clients today, or I've got no business, I'm going to go to the beach. No, you don't do that. You've got to do some other things. So you're same with your hair. You can't just say, well, I'm going to let it go. And then I'm going to let it go again and again and again. And it's kind of like going to the gym. Eventually, you're not going and you're not doing your hair, and your hair looks really, really crappy. And guys, you're doing this to look better, I think. Yes, to put some hair on your head, but I think you're doing it to look better. So maintenance, I can't stress maintenance enough, guys. All right, let's go on. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, something I've seen a few times on the internet from some of the other influencers out there that are telling you how to do your hair. Meanwhile, they're really not hairdressers. They're guys that just started doing their own DIY and started making videos. But one thing that I see out there that is just a big, big no-no is do not use an Xacto knife. Please. 1, they're very sharp. 2, if you start going in here, your forehead bleeds a lot. When I was a little kid, big time wrestling was just beginning, and that was before the WWF. There was big time wrestling. That's all they called it. But the guys, if you saw them in person, their foreheads were all scarred up because they would take a razor blade and cut their forehead, and that's how all the blood would come down. So it was very easy for them to slice their forehead with a knife and then have blood. So you don't want to have to deal with this whole bloody, gory mess. Because you're trying to cut that little piece off. Don't do that. Get a good scissor, small little scissor with a nice end on it. They have some medical scissors that are good because they have blunt ends on them so you don't poke and point. But please, don't use an Xacto knife. The other thing is I see people using an Xacto knife sometimes to cut the bases of systems. Now on a lace base, not so bad, but on the skin bases, the problem with an Xacto knife when you're cutting that base is they're hard to control, the Xacto knife. It's so precision that you start maybe moving back and forth, and when you do that, it's going to be very hard to maintain it because you're going to have to move the glue adhesive brush back and forth. Gets a little too complicated. Not worth it at the end of the day. Been there, done all that when I first got into the industry. So guys, don't use an Xacto knife, please. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Okay, let me just set this down. Hopefully it won't spill. All right, so we've been talking about custom hair a lot in my videos because that's kind of where we're at now. There's no such thing really as stock hair anymore, at least good stock hair with thin densities and thin bases. That's pretty much gone off the shelf. So we're now having to depend on custom work. So when you're going to do custom, whether you're getting it from me or whether you're getting it from another vendor or another store, place, stylist, one of the questions that's going to be asked is, what curl do you want or wave? Now, every company is a little different. I'll be honest with you, I've ordered from a lot of different companies, and when somebody tells you that they have a 27 millimeter curl and this company tells you 27 millimeter, there could be quite a difference between the two actually. So right now, that's kind of what I've been doing ever since February when I got the knowledge that all of the knotting factories had closed and that custom was going to be kind of the future. Immediately I started reaching out to these factories that I've worked with over the years and, okay, guys, it's time to produce, all right? So now that I'm getting that stuff in this summer and later this summer, and I'm still getting some of that stuff in, I'm seeing the differences of curl patterns because again, they change. Everybody changes their stuff. They update this, they update that, but meanwhile, when they update it, things change. So just because I used them 2 years ago doesn't mean that everything is consistently the same as it was 2 years ago. So I have to get a sample. And a sample is taking a while, a long time. Custom took a long time as it is. Now it's really taking a long time. But, so my favorite curl that I like to use out there is about a 33 to 36, somewhere in there. If you like just a little bit of body in your hair, you're gonna go with a 33, which is gonna be something like this right here. So very easy for you to blow it straight if you have straighter hair, or if you have just a little bit of wave, it gives you that wave and that body that you need, okay? But it's not curly, all right? Then you also have, like I said, about 36, which is even less. It's just got a bend to it, if you will. Not a whole lot of curl, if you will, all right? Now, you can go down below, and a lot of people will tell you that this is the curl that you're gonna get most of the time when you get a hair system stock, okay? Most companies, for whatever reason, I like to put this wave in, all right? Now, I'm not a big fan of this wave. For me, it's too much curl. It's very hard for the client to deal with. It gives you, back here in the back, it makes a wave that I call a demarcation line. that unless you're a really good stylist or your densities are perfectly dead on, color is dead on, it's very hard to get that always to smoothly go into the back. You end up with this wave. Now, I keep seeing on television, on YouTube, that all of a sudden now the new thing is to have a permed mullet. Okay, then we're going to go to a curly. So if you're going to do permed mullet, and this is going to be your new look, I would say order in about a 22 curl, or you could even go down to a 20 curl. All right, if you're going to do a permed mullet in your custom hair system. All right, but personally for my clients, kind of a one size fits all and very easy to work with, is about a 33 to 36 millimeter curl. All right, guys. All right, so let me see if I can grab my coffee back here. Okay, guys, make sure you check out my other videos that's coming up here. And if you like what you heard today, got some value, give me that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That's how I keep going, guys. And I'm Steve Luttrell, your hair loss consultant. This has been Coffee Chat. Have a great hair day, guys.